Jason.
Hello.
Um, I just wanted to touch on Emily real quick. Obviously, she wasn't on the injury report, but she had the load management yesterday, and I think just out there we saw her kind of with some kind of like back brace or something
Yep.
on. Just can update on kind of her health. Or,
Full go. So yeah, just I think as much as anything, it's probably that rest that back, but she's full go. So yeah, nothing more than that.
okay. Did she like tweak her back at some point?
Um, I think it like load mat like sore back.
Oh,
I don't know if it was a tweak or just sore, but like somebody will tweak their ankle. Like it's nothing.
yeah.
Like she's ready to play. Yeah.
It's just coming out of this little bit of a break. You talked to yesterday a little bit about Shakira kind of getting a few more minutes. Um, just after you've got these 10 in, how do you kind of look at the lineups and kind of rotations that you've kind of had? Have you eh, coming out of the break? Do you kind of anticipate similar where you were? Do you think you might tweak that a little bit?
Yeah, I think the next 10 games,
Recording in
we are
progress.
I have a full plan to get Kira out there more, like just that, like next 10 games. So I mean that's how I can answer your question directly. We still have a lot of front court players, so that means if Kira plays more, somebody plays less. Um, that's the reality of where we are. Emily has shown herself to be, a viable option 3-4, so that allows her to get on the court. But yeah, that's just kind of where we are. And again, I view it as an advantage to have so much versatility, but that does require everybody to stay ready, stay sharp, stay professional. But minutes can kind of fluctuate, and in this situation, specific to your question, I anticipate Kira's minutes fluctuating upwards.
And I didn't mean to just completely just say Kira. I just kind of meant in the rotations and the lineups that you guys have playing
Yeah.
together.
No, that's fair. I appreciate the clarification, and that like Lucy's somebody who may get some more time. You like it's such a long season, so it's a really fair question. And I was specific to Kira, but Lucy's someone who can get out there and get more minutes. We're yeah. I mean, just in terms of like we have a young team that's like getting better, and so you're trying to find opportunities for people to get game minutes to complement like what they're doing in practice. And so there is some flux, Kareem, but I guess I spearheaded on Kira because she's such a central part of what we do and what we want to do moving forward. Yep.
Kind of picking up on that, I remember in the preseason you talked about another option at the three might be Kiki. Is that something you still want to look at, or is it more keep her where she is and have her keep doing what she's doing right now?
Did I say that?
I think so.
I don't remember saying that. Kiki at the three. Um, she's really good at the four and the five. So, um, yeah, maybe that was having a senior moment there. She really presents a challenge for folks at the four and the five. So, to keep her in her groove, maybe shooting threes.
Maybe I dreamt
Like
it.
I'll
Who knows?
definitely roll with that, but I'd probably want to keep her in the front court.
All right, fair
Yep.
enough. We just talked to Georgia like 30 minutes ago, which was great. And I'm just curious for you, with her taking notes on the sideline. First of all, just how did that get started? Was that your idea? Was that her idea?
Collective. Like just in terms of the coaching staff, I'd say, and also her, and also Georgia. Like just she's just so engaged, and it's like okay, we gotta channel this somehow, some way, because there's a certain output that you'll have as a player, and she's not quite getting that. But I have a feeling, I have a funny feeling that even when she's back on the court, like the same types of conversations we'll be having because she's so thoughtful in terms of how she's trying to help the team.
And how is that, what she is taking notes on, how is that kind of helping you guys, you and your staff, her teammates, etc.?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is I challenged her very early on, invited her to be the embodiment of what I'm asking on the court, and she's taken that to heart. And so she's really leaning into the things that we're trying to achieve with our group, whether it's how we go about our business in terms of, humility and direct communication, playing hard, getting better, joy, but also the X's and O's, and she's really just holding to that, and so it's whether it's in her role or knowing other people's roles and helping them or clarifying, any breakdowns, any questions that the team might have or a specific player might have. She'll bring it to the table or just say, hey, coach, these types of things. She's really carrying the torch in terms of ownership, and it's really hard to ask for more from a player.
Jen stole my Georgia questions, but I do have one. How would you kind of define her role on the bench? We know she's taking notes and she's helping contribute to the staff, but what, as specific as you are willing to tell us, what is kind of her role in
You
the
mean
game?
in terms of what she's charting, or
Yeah, like how would you kind of define
I would just, yeah, I mean, nothing to be too specific. So just like offensive execution, defensive execution. If she wants to share, I mean, I'll tell her not to. But if you want to ask her, and go for it. And then, but just overall, like a connector. Like yes, we're trying to do some things in practice and film, in PD sessions, and we're trying to carry that over into games. And just like our daily habits. And so, like, how much can you help with all of that? Like, why limit it? So what you're seeing is, and what you're talking about, which I appreciate, is like the game, but there's, that's only 2 hours of our day, like every second or third day. There's so much more that she's doing just to be a connector between, like, the ideas and concepts and what actually happens. And I think that's a lot for a rookie point guard. But that's what she's taking a stab at, and she's doing a really good job.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.